What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So I am obviously back in the garage here, and you guessed it, working on the WRX chassis. Let me show you some stuff that I've been working on underneath to deal with this undercarriage. Now, I was not planning to take this far, but as per usual, things escalated quickly, and this is now where we're at. This is what it looks like after hours of work. The other side I have not started working on. Basically, I have been working on getting all of this rubberized undercoating off, then scuffing it afterwards in order to get us down to almost a metal. So that's what you're looking at on this side here. The gray stuff is just the old primer, so that'll just stay. I'm not worried about this looking perfect, but I decided that trying to do anything over that rubberized undercoating is probably not smart. So basically done the passenger side, everything to the right of the transmission tunnel. The engine bay I have not done much with yet. All the way back to here where the fuel tank comes in, we have gotten all that passenger side pretty much ready. I probably have a little bit more scuffing to do by hand, but not much. At this point, I'm about 4 hours in. So I do think it's worth it. Now, I'm not looking forward to having to spend another 4 hours on this side. It may not take quite as long because I've gotten more efficient with my tactics, but I gotta be honest, laying down under there and getting that whole undercoating torn off, it just fucking sucks. There's really no way to sugarcoat it, but it needs to be done. All the research that I did on like rubberized undercoatings, it just didn't seem like scuffing that old stuff and then trying to spray stuff over the top of it was a good idea. Plus there's all these weird opinions about it, that it traps moisture, can actually cause more rust down the line if it starts to crack and stuff seeps in behind where it cracks. Started to feel like I was being lazy and I wasn't doing the best job that I'm capable of doing. And so I just felt like I gotta just stop being lazy and get under there and just spend the time to do it right. Now, I did consider trying to take this to a local sandblasting place and having them sandblast the whole undercarriage. All the research that I did online was kind of saying that it's probably gonna be about a minimum of $1,000, but that's $1,000 that we could put towards parts for the car, fab work, other things that are much more important to me, especially if I have the means to just do it myself. And the only reason that I'm not is because I just don't feel like having to do a job that's just not fun to do. So it's not the most exciting work. It's really not much fun, but I am happy that I'm getting it done. And I know that once it's all taken care of and we get that epoxy primer laid down underneath, I'm gonna be really happy that we did it this way. And as you could see from those clips, I did start working on the engine bay a little bit. I needed to take a break from being underneath there, doing that stuff. And so I jumped up here and I drilled out the spot welds for that tray, got that pulled off, and then started wire wheeling a bunch of this surface rust. But with all that said, what we need to get done is obviously we need to get all of the rubberized undercoating stripped off the undercarriage of the car, as well as all 4 wheel wells. I've kind of started some work in here. This was sort of my wheel well that I was testing different methods on to see what I would want to stick with. Then after the rubberized undercoating is removed, we need to scuff everything underneath as well. Then we need to prep the engine bay. There is still a lot of work to do on this chassis, and unfortunately, I'm still in the worst part, but we're getting through it. We are getting through it, and I'm excited for what's to come. And I cannot wait to see this thing looking freshly painted, even if it's just the chassis. Guys, so the last clips you saw were from like several days ago, probably like 5 days ago or something. This undercarriage and engine bay and interior it's pretty much just been my entire life for the last like almost 2 weeks now. Just getting this thing cleaned up and prepped so that we can put some primer down. I have pretty much not done anything but work on this chassis for the past 2 weeks straight. Erica and I are still getting the wheel wells and the undercarriage and the engine bay all sorted first. So they're looking pretty good. I even got these little pockets back here that are very hard to reach. Really hard to get like the angle grinder and other tools we've been using for this process in there. But at this point, I would say she's good to go, really scuffed up. Everything under here is looking really good as well. Passenger rear wheel well also looking really good. Got all of the old seam sealer out of these deep seams. Got everything out from this bracket here. And then also there's another weird pocket back here that I had to sit there and scrape at for hours, getting it all dialed and getting all of the old rubberized coating out of there. But man, sheesh, it really escalated, but it is looking super good. And I cannot wait to just get this thing in some primer and get past this phase of the job. It's gonna be really rewarding. And Erica has done a bunch of stuff in the engine bay, mostly on this side here. She's got all that old seam sealer out and got it nice and scuffed. She did the whole cowl area underneath the windshield all the way across as well. So we're making some good progress there. She's a saint for helping me with this, man. Otherwise we'd be here for like 2 more weeks doing this stuff, I think. So the driver's side wheel well is the last bit of like the rubberized undercoating that I need to get off. So I'm going to knock that out today. I would say real quick, but none of it really is real quick. I would say each fender well has taken me a day a piece. So there's 4 days worth of work right there alone. Not to mention all of the entire undercarriage. That spare tire area took forever, man. That was like a couple-day project. And then I had to spend extra time in those weird pockets because I just couldn't get my multi-tool up in there very well to like get a lot of that scraped out. And it really needed to be, it wasn't in the best shape. And I was really worried to spray anything over it. I just don't think that it would have lasted. So even though this has taken way longer than I anticipated, I am happy we're doing it. I think that it will really pay off down the line. In the future, I may look at actually investing in some sandblasting. We probably could have figured it out this time, but we would have had to borrow a trailer from someone. And I'm pretty confident it wouldn't have been a very quick turnaround. The guy that I trust to do it here in town, he does a lot of like industrial, like farm equipment and stuff like that. And he's usually got a pretty big backlog of projects that he needs to get done. So for the sake of time and just trying to like get through this and get to the next phase of the build, it made more sense to do it this way. A, it saves money, and B, we can get to the next phase of this build faster because we wouldn't have to wait on him to get through projects that are ahead of us. But with that said, this sure would have been nice to be able to sandblast and not have to sit here grinding with the multi-tool and angle grinder and sandpaper. But I'm very happy to say that this is the last bit of it. So I'm gonna quit yapping and just get this done so we can move on, and hopefully we can get the rest of everything prepped out fairly quickly. This has definitely been the most time-consuming part, I think. All right, guys, I'm happy to say that we are finally ready to start laying down some primer. I've got our stuff over here. It's just some epoxy primer from Summit. I've used this stuff before. It sprays out really nice, so that'll be a good sealer. This is a direct to metal product that seals any bare metal from any rust or anything like that. Laid down a little bit of body filler over here. That was where we took out that battery tray, as well as the bracket that was right here for the windshield washer fluid. That'll just get riveted back in. Those holes were too thin to really save, so we'll end up riveting that back in later. And Erica and I just went through for several hours and cleaned everything off with acetone. So everything is super clean at this point. All the wheel wells are looking good. I did already spray these spots where the blocks were. I did that yesterday. I just lifted the back end up, moved the blocks in, cleaned the area, sprayed, did the same on the front. And so that way we could move the blocks back in place today, and then we'll be able to get everything completely covered now that we've done that. So I'm gonna mix up some primer and get started refinishing this undercarriage, wheel wells, and engine bay. Whew. Turn those off so we can hear. All right guys, so I finally just finished up spraying out the undercarriage, all 4 wheel wells, and the engine bay with that epoxy sealer primer. And man, it looks so freaking good. I'm super happy with it. That was a serious job, man. It took hours, honestly, to get all the paint on. So I'm glad I didn't try to do the interior as well. Let me show you the results. Hopefully you guys are excited about it as I am, because I think it looks damn good. Damn, look at that. Damn, that looks good. Holy crap, man. Look at that transformation. Still a little wet over here. That's why it looks so glossy. It dries more like that in the back. That stuff I hit a little earlier, so it's had a little more time to cure, but it lays down in a matte black for the most part. And whew, holy crap, dude. I mean, again, this is just primer, guys, so just keep that in mind. It doesn't need to be perfect. A lot of this is gonna get re-scuffed, at least in the engine bay. I'm not gonna be doing any color in the wheel wells because it's just kind of a waste of paint, but I will be putting on some type of just like rock guard over this, because now that we have this laid down, I feel more comfortable putting on some sort of rubberized coating, where if like it were to chip or whatever and water got behind the rubberized coating, it'd still have this epoxy layer to protect that metal from rusting out. So, but damn, dude, that looks amazing. There's the undercarriage. Got everything covered really well. And then here's how she's looking in the back. Also looking just really nice. Yep. Everything laid down so nicely. Spare tire area down here. And I was able to get really good coverage in these weird little pockets in the back here as well. So really happy. I was a little concerned about these because I wasn't sure how well I was gonna get the gun to spray out in such a narrow space, but definitely made it work. It looks really good. Rear wheel well, just looking so nice, man. I'll just show you guys this side as well, just so you can get a quick look at everything and just how freaking nice that epoxy primer laid down. And last but not least, driver's side wheel well. Man, you can't even get a car to look this nice from the factory. They do such a poor job with covering it with like the color, which I get it, it's a waste of money, but happy that mine doesn't look like that anymore. Damn, dude, that is just such a serious transformation. It looked so crusty before, and now it's not crusty. And I'm really glad that I opted to do this after the stuff I did today. That would have been crazy, man. Just the amount of painting I would have had to do to get all the inside primed as well. So really happy that we're waiting on that. And a big reason for that is I want to get like the door jambs here and the quarter panels in the roof, as well as the A-pillars all prepped out as well. And there's some body work that needs to be done, just some minor things like here, but I do need to do it and take care of it before we can sand all of it out and prep it. So that way I'll be able to just prime the interior as well as the roof and quarter panels and A-pillars and the door jambs all together. And that'll probably be about as much work as it took to do the undercarriage, the wheel wells, and then the engine bay and this cowl area. So yeah, I'm glad that I'm doing it this way. And now knowing what I know, this would have been insane to do all at once, and I'm glad I'm not having to do that. So really what's left in order to get this car kind of ready to be painted is we need to remove the glass, front and rear. I'm hoping I can save the rear. The rear glass looks pretty good still. There's no cracks in it or anything like that. It's just dirty right now, but hoping that I can save that. The front glass I really don't care about because it is cracked. And so it needs to be replaced, which is why I didn't mask it. You can see there's primer on the edge there. So I don't really care about that one. In the past, I haven't been that concerned. I've always been removing one that's already cracked, so I wasn't really like trying to preserve it. So I imagine with that rear one, if I just take my time, shouldn't have any issues removing that. And that way we can reinstall that same piece, because that rear windshield does seem like it's really solid still. None of the little defrost pieces of wire going across are like broken or anything like that. And it was working still before we gutted the car. So I'm hoping to really save that one. The front one, like I said, we'll just scrap it. We'll get a new windshield once we are reassembling the car and we're getting it ready to be driven. So, and then aside from the glass removal, we do need to wire wheel the excess adhesive inside from where we pulled the sound deadening with the dry ice. So we'll have to wire wheel some of that. We'll probably just scuff most of this up with just like a scuff pad. It doesn't need to be anything crazy. And then we should be good for primer in here. Although I do have some rust I need to wire wheel out of the back there above where the spare tire goes. So we'll definitely need to do that as well. Scuff all of the door jambs, scuff the quarter panels, the roof, body filler, spots that need it. And then we're good to lay down primer on the whole rest of the car. And with the glass out, it'll be nice because we'll be able to get every little nook and cranny. And so it will all be fresh epoxy primer on the entire chassis surface. So I'm so stoked to be at this point now. That's a huge milestone. For a little while there, I feel like we were making no progress at all. That is such a big job getting all of that old rubberized undercoating off. But I'm sure glad that we did it that way. I think I would have been stressed about painting over that stuff. I just don't think we would have been able to get it clean enough. And I just don't think that any type of recoating or primer or anything would have stuck to that stuff very well. And it was super uneven and like cracking in places, and it was just in really rough shape. Plus we found a lot of hidden rust. And it wasn't like major rust or anything, but it was stuff that if we would have left it, it surely would have grown into something more major, and I would have been kicking myself later down the road for not just doing it correctly from the get. So this part of the build, it's always really time consuming. It always feels like you're not getting a lot done. But yeah, checking off such a big milestone like this, it's really given me the dopamine hit that I needed in order to find the motivation to continue forth, getting the rest of this chassis prepped so we can move on to building the engine, sorting out our suspension components, and refinishing stuff that we're gonna reinstall on this car. And I couldn't be more psyched to get to those stages. So like I said, in the next one, we'll be doing more of the same, except we're gonna bust out this interior. I don't think it's gonna take us nearly as long. So the process shouldn't be as crazy. I think we've done the majority of the hardest stuff at this stage. I'm really looking forward to moving on to where we can actually lay down that Java Black Pearl and some clear. I'm really stoked to be painting the car that color. I think it's gonna look amazing. But that's all I got for you guys on this one. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you like this content and you wanna see more from this build series. And until next time, peace everybody. Damn, that looks good. Holy crap, man. Look at that transformation. And whew, holy crap, dude.